Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Cole Obarts Entertainment, providing amusement, celebration, and distraction since 2013. To find out more, visit us on the web at www.coleobartsent.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and I am your host, Kathy Blaze. Today, I would like to welcome an amazing, talented, and beautiful guest of ours, Miss Kesha Abdul Rahman. Hello there. Hi. Such a pleasure to see you and have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure. So, how have you been?
I've been good. Busy, but good for the most part.
Yes. Busy is good.
Yes, busy is always good.
Yes, especially in this time right now.
Yes, busy, blessed to be busy in this time right now for sure.
Yes, truly. You know, I've been knowing you for quite a while now, and you're a hairstylist. No, you're a makeup artist because you've graced my face. And you're a salon owner.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
It's surreal because it's something that I've always wanted to do when I first started 12 years ago. I just didn't know how I was going to get to this point.
Yeah.
But it's here now, and I'm receiving all that's coming with it.
That's
and
awesome.
The peace that's coming with it as well.
Yes, that is so awesome. And I know that you are a native of Arizona.
Phoenician, born and raised. Yes.
You know, Kesha, I've known you when I first met you, you pretty much people saw you as the makeup artist.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay, but they didn't know all those other skills.
No.
That you had and what you were doing.
Right.
Okay. You had this whole thing that you were working on. And let me not be remiss and not to add this, but you're a mom also.
Yes. 2 children, soon to be 23-year-old, my oldest, and my youngest just turned 21.
Oh my goodness. They
grow
grow up so fast, don't they?
They've been on this journey with me, so they've seen it all.
Yes, and speaking of journey, let's go back. Okay. How did this start for you, wanting to get to the place where you are now to have a salon, be a salon owner?
So, wow, we're really going to go back on this, but I'll take you back down memory lane really quick. I started this business as just I'm in school, I'm a single parent mom, newly divorced, I've got a full-time job in corporate. I was trying to reestablish myself as a single mom. I had just recently went through a divorce, and I just didn't really have a game plan. Right. So I got into corporate, and I stayed at that job. That was actually the last job I had until I started doing this full time. I started going to school full time, and I'm like, I need more income because I'm putting myself through school. Yes. So I travel a lot, and I noticed beauty bars were like the thing in Atlanta, and I used to go to Atlanta a lot, and I'm like, Arizona doesn't have a beauty bar. And this was back in 2009. Wow. I went through my divorce in 2005. Wow. So by 2012, I decided I want to start my own beauty bar. As a makeup artist first. So I solely was starting this as a makeup artist. Okay. Never hair. Okay. But as I've gone through promoting myself, marketing myself, I've interacted, I've met people. I've actually met you through a mutual friend, Tracy, and I started working with her for hair and makeup. Yes. And then it was, well, who did your hair and who did, I did that. It was never a big deal. Like I never showcased that side of me because I love makeup. It's very therapeutic for me. So it turned into, I would love to see, can you do this? And the next thing you know, it's turned into this snowball effect of hair.
And let me add that Shirley was one of our season 1 guests, and that's who she's speaking of.
Yes.
Who's a singer, performer, entertainer herself.
Yes.
So that is how you got into working with entertainers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She was the first one. Jenzai actually recommended that they reach out to me.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I even met her in the first place.
Okay.
And it just took off. And I'm like, okay. So it started going and going and going, and it was hair and makeup, and then it was just more hair and more hair. And my degree at that time was marketing.
Okay.
So I was taking what I was learning in school and applying it in my business, because I'm like, if I'm going to pay for this education, I'm going to apply it and get the most out of it.
Of course.
That was a very long time ago. And now here we are today, and I have stayed in the game for over 10 years. I just opened my salon 45 days ago, to be exact, in Scottsdale.
Congratulations.
So when people know my story, it throws them off when I tell them I was actually a makeup artist. I was never a hairstylist, but I love hair and makeup equally, so I don't like one over the other.
Look at yourself, Kesha. And I'd like to thank her for getting me all dolled up for you guys today also. This is all done by Miss Kesha here.
Yes. We really had a good time, doing your hair and talking.
You know, we speak about hair, and in the entertainment industry, I've modeled at, I'm an actress, talk show host, so I wear a lot of hair. I change up my hair, and we use wigs, weave, or whatever.
Hair pieces.
I want to talk a little bit about that, because for someone, it's all about protecting your own natural hair.
Absolutely.
For me, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Can you give a couple of tips on things that, as entertainers, we should do while utilizing this hair?
Well,
to protect our own hair.
So it's basically considered a protective style, which is what you want, because the whole point is for us to preserve our crown, which is our natural hair. So when you are hustling and bustling, you're in and out of wigs, you're in and out of hair extensions, whether it's tape-ins, clip-ins, whatnot, you still want to make sure that you're on your routine of hair care, meaning drink lots of water, because if you're not pouring enough water in you, you're going to see it in your skin, your nails, and your hair. That's no secret. You want to protect it. So when you're sleeping at night, you always want to wrap your hair up at night, preferably a satin scarf. If you don't have a satin scarf, you don't feel comfortable in a satin scarf, a satin pillowcase also helps your hair, and it eliminates breakage and split ends. And you also want to make sure that you are shampooing and conditioning on a regular basis and utilizing as less heat as possible. So when we're in these extensions or wigs or whatnot, braiding your hair down, keeping it moisturized and conditioned is going to be your life savior, because you can grow your hair if you're actually taking care of it. And water is your number one source to that.
And as entertainers, we're on sets for hours sometimes. And some people are changing looks. They may have a couple of different looks. So, you know what? It is not up to the person on set to protect your hair. It's up to you to protect your hair.
Absolutely.
This also relates to men also. You've seen where men have had damage to their hair for not taking care of it as well. Are there any tips that you can offer to men? Because we don't think about men in that relation, that they should do those things to protect their hair as well.
Like a lot of men will just run their hair through the ringer. So cleaning it on a daily basis is good. Getting especially if you're thinning and you're having to cover certain thinning areas, you're putting product back into your hair. So cleaning that out on a regular basis is extremely important, because you want to preserve what you do have. And then also get with your local barber or whoever you are working with on set to make sure the stuff that they're using is clean, it's sterile, it's sanitized properly, because that can also cause some problems down the road as well. So you want to make sure that they know, this is my situation, and let's come up with a game plan to accommodate me so that I can still preserve what I have going on even after we're done working together.
And that goes for your own tools that you use
Yeah.
at home, keeping them clean.
Absolutely.
Yes, your shaving. I mean, because you see a lot of guys that begin to have
The-
issues with their beards.
Their beards, the
things
bumps.
like-
Yeah.
Yes, those are awesome tips, because I know in the entertainment industry, we're a lot of times it's hustle and bustle, being on the show
Yes.
every week. I mean, changing up hair and being hot and
Yes.
running, and sometimes my crew have to say, "Hey, Kathy, you need some water."
Yes, I was going to say, you got to keep
Yeah.
water on hand at all
Yeah,
times.
so those are the things that you are saying, and that's why someone like Kesha is so important to the entertainment industry. Yeah, I just thought of myself, you did mention some celebrities that you have worked with. You also mentioned Jenzai. We did interview her on the show
Yes,
last week.
yes.
She was amazing.
She's amazing.
Such a talent.
Yes.
So speaking about celebrity, because you are an artist that work with celebrities, local and outside of Arizona, can you speak a little bit on some of the celebrities that you've worked with here?
So, like I mentioned, I've done hair and makeup for Tracy. I've done makeup for Jenzai. I've done hair for Claudia Jordan. I've done makeup for Nick the Chic Chef. She's one of our local up-and-coming restaurant owners. She just opened up her new restaurant in, I believe, downtown Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. So I worked on a couple of her events a few times. I've worked with Dean Cain on a movie set with another makeup artist. And I recently connected with the congressman. I just had a speaking engagement with him last Sunday, and I connected with his wife and a room full of a lot of politicians, Anna Tovar.
So you were the celebrity in that case.
No, no, it was a great experience, but I did extend my services to a room full of women, the Arizona Corporation Commissioner.
Of course, they need those hands to touch them.
Yeah.
Of course. So, being that Kesha, that mom with the two children, a single mom with two children that started off here, that's now seen all those dreams come to fruition. How does that feel for you?
It's so hard to find words to describe how it feels. It feels good, I will say. It's humbling, and I shocked myself. My kids were my number one motivation. Coming from being married to being single and not having a clue or a game plan, I just promised myself I'm going to make this transition as comfortable as possible, and to give them a comfortable lifestyle as best as I can, because I was 25 going through my divorce. And so my kids were 3 and 4. Now they're like 23 and 21. So I worked a lot to get to where I'm at. I mean, full-time work, full-time school, and then doing hair and makeup on the side, part-time, and full-time mom. So it was, I juggled, I sacrificed some things. There's some things I wish I could change but can't. But
what was it that helped you to do all those things? What would you say was the one most important thing that helped you to get through all that, being the head of all those different roles?
My faith in God.
Okay.
I'm going to be very transparent. And I'm not failing. It was like, you don't go backwards, you go forward. And so the progression to move forward was my driving force in that. Like I said, I didn't have a game plan. I was really winging it, to be honest. But I just knew I'm going to be the best mom I could be, and to give them something that I want them to know that this is yours when I'm not even here, and take it and run with it.
And you were giving them the blueprint of life.
Absolutely.
I mean, things aren't going to always be easy.
No.
Okay, but that don't mean you just bow out because the road got a little bumpy there for you. You, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, being someone's sister. I know you're a twin also.
I am a twin. I'm the only girl, so I'm outnumbered.
I know that feeling. I had 3 brothers.
Yes.
you know, that's a job in itself.
It is.
And I asked you that question because, you know, we have filmmakers, we have actors, we have entertainment in general that, you know what, sometimes, you know, you just feel like this is just too much.
Yeah, you're wearing a lot of hats.
You're
for
wearing a
of
lot of
people.
hats.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I love the answer that you gave. It was your faith in God. And whatever their faith is,
Absolutely.
their belief in, I think we all need to lean towards that and know that we can do it.
Mhm.
We just have to believe.
Mhm.
We have to
Absolutely.
believe.
Yes.
Because I don't believe that God gives us more than we can
Can
bear.
And sometimes we think we can't do it, and it's like,
Right.
oh, I did. And that was something that I learned on my journey with opening the salon. I didn't know it was going to do the twists and turns that it did, but
Right.
I just stayed faithful. And even when it was hard and the pressure was on, I just was like, I'm not going to crumble. I might cry,
Yes.
but I'm not going to crumble.
I know you just opened up a new salon, and you know, we were speaking about things that you wanted to do and utilize the studio
Yes.
for. Can you talk to our audience about some of the things that you will be offering out of your studio?
So obviously the main thing that I'm going to be offering out of the studio is services. We've got hair and makeup going on in there. We've got lashes and waxing. I'm going to be putting in a couple manicure stations as well, so we'll be able to provide the nail services. And then I also wanted this to be an event space, so I wanted to offer the space to locals who need to utilize it for classes, because I've had some people who are like, I'm a braider, I don't have nowhere to teach my classes. I wanted to create something to where it was an opportunity for other small business owners who's trying to, you know, get their name out and they need somewhere to work from, because I know what it's like trying to hold a class but you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You know, or the rates are so expensive because there's these big chain hotels and the conferences and it's their rules. You can do this, you can't do that, you got to use our vendors. So I get all of the red tape behind that. So I said I would love to create a space where I am having this and I'm giving.
Right.
So the objective is to give. And speaking of giving, on a quarterly basis, I want to give back to the community.
Yes.
I want to be able to provide hair and makeup services for women who are displaced, who have been in domestic violence situations, who's just basically really trying to get back on their feet, and they need a community of people to rally around them, to give them the tools, to give them the image that they need to get back into the work field. So I'm going to be collaborating with other local small businesses here to see how can we build our community back up together, because when you work better together than by yourself.
Of course.
So,
and I like to also mention you're also an educator.
Absolutely an educator.
Yes,
I teach classes too.
Yes.
So I want to mentor. That's the biggest thing, is getting in front of these schools that are teaching these girls hair and makeup, especially in a diverse industry. This industry is very diverse. It's not one color, it's all colors.
Not one hair texture.
It's all hair textures. So getting them a curriculum in place to where they're not afraid to teach their students
because
textured
these
hair.
People go on to get in the field of entertainment where they're working on film sets
and they don't know what to do with different textures of hair.
This director, whomever says, "Hey, get this girl ready," and well, I don't know how to.
I've never been taught that. I've never, and that's the thing. So I'm going to be putting myself in front of these different schools and providing a curriculum to them. So that these girls are coming out a lot more prepared, because they're not. They're not prepared, and that is something that I'm learning. But I'm working with some of these girls right now to working them off of my platform to give them something to work with.
I love that. Because we are a melting pot
of
diversity, especially in here and there, everywhere.
Everyone's moving here, so
yes. What advice would you give to that businesswoman out there looking at Kesha? And she's thinking she can't do it?
Find your why. What is your why? That's the biggest thing. It's your what and your why. So you got to really go within yourself and ask, what do I want what do I want to leave behind? What do I want to be known for?
Right.
And when you figure that out, that's when your flame is sparked.
Yeah.
Now you've got some
Look at
fire
that face.
behind
See
you.
how she's glowing there?
Now you've got some fire behind you that's
Yes.
getting you the confidence that you
Right.
need to deal with those obstacles that you're going to be presented with to get you to your end game. So it's your what and your why. Because I've second guessed some things a few times and I had to go right back to my why, which is my kids.
Right.
You know, I don't ever want them to feel like, dang, mom was up against so much and she just gave up on us.
Right.
And she didn't try or she didn't put her best foot forward
Right.
because I'm teaching them failure.
That's true.
And I'm an example. And we don't fail over here.
Right.
Not like that. Like you get knocked down, you get back up and you keep
Right.
going. I don't care if it's 25 times, it might be that 26th time that's your breakthrough. So it's your what and your why.
Man. So tell our audience where they can find you.
Well, you can find me in Scottsdale, Arizona, at 1495 North Hayden Road, Suite D8, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85257.
And what is the name of the salon?
The salon is Ambiance Beauty Bar. Come on over and get your image enhancing experience.
And thank you for joining us today here at Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored today by Colobarts Entertainment. Visit them at colobartsent.com.